corruption is everywhere. You cannot, Mr. Speaker, they say before you kill a dog, you give it a bad name. And that is what National Assembly are trying to do our country. In fact, my proposal, and I want to agree with Prime Minister Raila Odinga, that all funds should go to only two offices, the National Executive and the Governor. And I want to ask members of National Assembly, if you want to manage funds, run for only two seats, the Governor or the President. The Constitution is very clear, Article 94 and 96, that the work of Parliament is legislation, oversight, budget-making process, representation. And there is wisdom why the 2010 Constitution ensure that Parliament should do that job, because you cannot oversight yourself. As they say in Kiswahili, and quote unquote, Mr. Speaker, muganga ajigangi. And that is the essence, that the National Assembly should oversight National Executive, the Senate and the County Assembly should oversight the governors, Mr. Speaker. So I don't see any reason, Mr. Speaker, that National Assembly is arguing that since there is corruption in counties, but we have ethics and anti-corruption. You have seen the governor of Trans Nzoia has been arrested and arraigned before court of law. You saw the other day that the former governor of Busia was taken to anti-corruption case of 8 million Kenyan shillings, Mr. Speaker. We have a number of governors that are facing corruption allegation cases in court that are being prosecuted by DPP and EACC. We cannot allow, Mr. Speaker, that somebody wants to kill devolution so that they can have the money at the center. In fact, my prayer, Mr. Speaker, is going into the future, Mr. Speaker, that we must agree that let us devolve so much money and resources to counties until no one cares who is the president of Kenya. That is my dream. Say that when you are in Meru, your people are satisfied and you have your resources at Meru County, you divide. When you are in Garissa, Mr. Speaker, and I was disappointed, Mr. Speaker, over the weekend, that the county government of Garissa, led by a governor, decided to do a cultural festivals, yet the city does not have water or even clean toilet, Mr. Speaker. So it's very unfortunate, Mr. Speaker, that even, Mr. Speaker, even like they have not even completed a called Baraki Malamin 56 kilometer of water that connects the town that was worth, Mr. Speaker, 219 million. But they are doing cultural festival in Garissa, Mr. Speaker. In fact, Garissa County have 17 projects that have stalled that amount to 504 million that are yet to be complete, but they have money, which were millions of shillings that they can do cultural events in Garissa County, Mr. Speaker. They should be called out. Those are the people who are giving a bad name devolution, Mr. Speaker. Those are, in fact, they purchase food worth 34 million to flood victims in Garissa, Mr. Speaker. But that money should be used in a fair and transparent manner so that we see value, Mr. Speaker. Even when we were fixing Meru, Mr. Speaker, by removing the former governor, was to bring order and sanity. So I want to call out governors who give it a bad name devolution. That is why devolution wants to be killed by individuals, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, we must agree that as a nation, we must agree that money should go to counties to ensure there is value for money, Mr. Speaker. Number two, Mr. Speaker, I have seen that counties from March, April, Mr. Speaker, equitable shareable revenue has got to be dispersed. 74.98 billion is yet to be dispersed. Mr. Speaker, under Article 219, and the CS of National Treasury should be aware of this, that Article 219 says when the money has been dispersed, it should be dispersed without undue delay under Article 219 until and unless stopped under Article 225, Mr. Speaker. That is when the Constitution envisages that money should not be sent to a county when it has been stopped under 225 of the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, Mr. Speaker. The violation of Article 219, and I remember we didn't sanction the former minister, Ukuri Yatani, over delay of disbursement to counties, Mr. Speaker. Let the National Treasury, I am happy, Mr. Speaker, and I want to congratulate them, that they have released the school capitation of over around 22 billion capitation fees for second term to schools. But they must release 74.98 billion to counties that from February, March, and April, Mr. Speaker, so that the functions within counties can be pursued seamlessly, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, apart from corruption and prudent expenditure by counties, Mr. Speaker, we must agree as a nation And I would have expected an opposition as the Senate, and I hope as we go to mediation and members of Finance and Budget are here, we must agree, Mr. Speaker, that our position as the Senate, we must push for 465 billion Kenyan shillings, Mr. Speaker. Number 4, Mr. Speaker, is on concurrent functions. Mr. Speaker, we need to have clarity on community health programs, CHVs, Mr. Speaker. Because when you move under our county, CHVs have not been paid, Mr. Speaker. There is another, Mr. Speaker, the issue of UHC, universal health coverage. Mr. Speaker, I hope you have seen whenever you are driving into Parliament, the UHC staff are always demonstrating, Mr. Speaker. You have even directed from your seat that we receive their petition, Mr. Speaker. These are the people when soldiers were hiding in barracks, when big men and women wielding power are hiding because of COVID. It is only these heroines and heroes of Kenya that confronted the fight against COVID-19, Mr. Speaker. It is sad today that the country does not see value of UHC staff, Mr. Speaker. And even Council of Governors, the other day they say they don't have a budget, Mr. Speaker. They were arguing that they gave us a pet to take it home, but it turned into a skunk, Mr. Speaker. Or they gave us a skunk to take it home and turn it into a pet, Mr. Speaker. We must agree, and I want to challenge National Assembly, that under the conditional grant, at least we should give 2 billion as a ring fence for transit of UHC. But they must first be given, Mr. Speaker, the gratuity so that they can get value for the money, Mr. Speaker. The UHC that are demonstrating daily, we must listen to them, Mr. Speaker. And you remember the Minister of Health was here, although he said he doesn't take my counsel, but my counsel is rarely given. And it is valuable, Mr. Speaker. You remember the Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale said he cannot take advice from Cherargei, and it is on record. But I'm saying my counsel is rare but very valuable, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
There is a point of information from Senator Ndiokej.
To the House or me?
Be informed.
Okay, yes.
Mr. Speaker, my brother Senator Cherargei has just spoken about the universal health care workers, and he has said that there should be at least 2 billion allocated for them. I wanted to inform Senator Cherargei that because we share this gravity of the issue, the 2 billion cannot be enough for them, because the money that we need to be able to make sure that UHCs are actually compensated properly is 3.5 billion. So I wanted to inform you that that is a very important number that we cannot go below. And most importantly, we also cannot compromise the issue of permanent and pensionable for them. So even as we combine those two, the 2 billion is too small for them. It should be 3.5 billion and above.
Senator Cherargei, you are well informed. Eh?
He has advantage of sitting in Finance and Budget, member. I think 3.5 billion.
You should ensure that that money is.
Yeah, you should ensure, even as we go for mediation, our bare minimum is to ensure that 3.5 billion is ring-fenced for payment of gratuity and hiring on permanent and pensionable of UHC staff. And I'm happy, Mr. Speaker, even during permanent and pensionable, we did push under junior secondary schools, JSS, for 6,000, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm coming up with a proposal to amend the PSC Act that all public service commission interns who intern with government, after 6 months, they must be transited to permanent and pensionable so that we retrain the quality of training of those staff, Mr. Speaker, and we don't pay stipend, Mr. Speaker. As we talk, even as the UHC staff demonstrate, Mr. Speaker, it is sad because in our hospitals, there are no services. Yet we have staff that had already been trained. Mr. Speaker, I want to advise Council of Governors and Ministry of Health. Let us not lose UHC staff because they have already trained, they have worked, they have experience. So the least we could do as a country, we need to appreciate the heroes and heroines of COVID-19 pandemic staff. Mr. Speaker, you remember soldiers could not come out of barracks because no one knew how to handle COVID in this country, Mr. Speaker. So that the UHC staff and CHVs, we must look at it, Mr. Speaker. The public debt, I have seen the reasoning of allocating is the public debt, which is approaching 11 trillion, Mr. Speaker. I want to call upon, and I want to challenge the Finance and Budget of National Assembly and the Senate and His Excellency the President, that why don't we do an audit of the public debt, Mr. Speaker, so that we know in these 11 trillion shillings, who do we owe and who owe us, Mr. Speaker. It cannot be that the country pays a public debt that an audit has never been done, Mr. Speaker, of around 11 trillion Kenya shillings. I want to say that one of the things that Parliament can do is to demand an audit of the entire public debt that the country is paying. Because, Mr. Speaker, we have to tax Kenyans. We have to borrow so that we can pay tax. Because in the past, Mr. Speaker, in the past regime, there was reckless and abandonment of borrowing, Mr. Speaker, that we cannot account for. Through the SGR, through the infrastructure roles, Mr. Speaker, we must demand for an audit of public debt in this country of 11 trillion Kenya shillings, Mr. Speaker. And even, Mr. Speaker, it is very disappointing that most of the businessmen in Meru, in Nandi, in Kilifi, in Narok, in Migori, in Garissa, in Isiolo, are suffering because of lack of the payment of pending bills, Mr. Speaker. It cannot be that the controller of budget is releasing money, yet we have pending bills of 185.446 billion Kenya shillings, Mr. Speaker. You are killing our small business. I remember Senator Kisheru was coming up with a bill of startups. How will you support the small businesses in our villages and in our counties if you do not pay pending